Think about the last time you sat down to do something important. You had the time. You had the plan. You even felt motivated. But 10 minutes in, you hit a wall. Your brain felt foggy. Your body felt heavy. The simple task in front of you suddenly felt like climbing a mountain. You pushed through anyway, but the work was slow. The quality suffered. And by the end, you felt drained. Here's what's happening. You've been taught to protect your focus, to guard your attention against distractions. And we've talked about that on this podcast. But no one told you that focus is only half the equation. Because you can have all the focus in the world, but if your energy is gone, that focus is useless. Welcome to Better Everyday Studio. I'm Alina. Today, we're talking about something that affects every single one of us, and almost nobody talks about. How to protect your energy like your focus. Because you can't build anything meaningful if you're running on empty. Let's start with a simple analogy. Think of your focus as the engine of a car. It's powerful. It directs where you go. But your energy? That's the fuel. A high-performance engine without fuel goes nowhere. You can have the clearest priorities, the most disciplined attention, the perfect plan. But if your energy is depleted, none of it matters. This is why so many people struggle with consistency. They protect their focus, they turn off notifications, they block time, they try to concentrate. But they ignore the thing that powers focus in the first place, their energy. And energy isn't just about sleep or coffee. Research in environmental psychology shows that our energy is shaped by 4 key domains: physical surroundings, mental load, emotional demands, and environmental stressors. These factors are constantly interacting with our internal state, whether we notice them or not. Every day, your energy is being spent not just on work, but on things you might not even notice. The philosopher Mara Maguire, writing in the Philosophy of Science literature, explains that mood itself functions as a kind of energy monitor our emotional states often reflect. The balance between our internal energy and the demands of our environment. When that balance is off, we feel drained, irritable, or overwhelmed. So if you've been feeling exhausted at the end of days when you didn't even do much, you're not imagining it. Your energy was being drained by forces you couldn't see. Let's name the 4 biggest drains on your energy. Once you see them, you can start protecting yourself. Drain 1, mental overload. Your brain is constantly processing decisions, tasks, open loops, things you're worried about. Every open loop is like a background app on your phone. It's draining energy even when you're not actively using it. The concept of attention residue we discussed in earlier episodes is a form of mental overload. When your mind is juggling too many things, your energy depletes faster, even if you're not physically active. Drain 2, emotional labor. This is the energy spent managing feelings, yours and others. Suppressing frustration, people-pleasing, holding back what you really think. Researchers studying engagement in community initiatives have found that empowerment, the feeling of having control and choice, significantly influences how much energy people have to invest. When you feel powerless or obligated, your emotional energy drains faster. Drain 3, environmental noise. Clutter, notifications, interruptions, the constant buzz of your environment. Your brain has to filter all of it. That filtering costs energy. Environmental psychology research confirms that physical surroundings have a profound effect on behavior and well-being. Spaces that are cluttered or chaotic increase cognitive load. Spaces that are calm and organized support mental recovery. Drain 4, physical depletion. Sleep, nutrition, movement. The basics. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention emphasizes that adequate sleep supports mood regulation, immune function, and focus. When any of these basics are off, everything else suffers. These 4 drains are constantly pulling at you. And most of the time, you don't even notice them. But they're the reason you can feel exhausted after a day when you didn't even do much. Here's the good news. Protecting your energy isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about subtracting what doesn't serve you. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can learn it. The key insight comes from the field of energy management, which encourages us to shift from asking, how much time do I have? to asking what is realistic given my energy today. This shift is crucial because chronic fatigue and stress can impair cognitive functioning and productivity, even when time is carefully scheduled. In other words, managing time alone isn't enough when energy reserves are low. I want to give you 3 simple strategies to start protecting your energy today. Strategy 1. Create energy boundaries. Energy boundaries are like the walls of a house. They keep what's inside safe and what's outside from getting in. Start with your calendar. Block out time that is non-negotiable for rest. Not, I'll rest when I finish, but actual blocks where rest is the priority. Then protect your transitions. When you finish work, create a ritual that signals to your brain. Work is done. I'm in recovery now. A short walk, a cup of tea, 5 minutes of stillness. Strategy 2. Audit your drains. Once a week, take 5 minutes and ask yourself, what drained my energy this week? What filled my energy? What am I tolerating that I don't have to? Research on energy management suggests that simply noticing your energy patterns without judgment can help you plan more intentionally. You don't need to fix everything at once. Just identify one drain you can remove or reduce next week. Strategy 3. Learn your energy patterns. Your energy isn't flat. It moves in waves. Studies suggest that aligning work with natural energy rhythms can improve performance and reduce burnout. Pay attention to when you feel most focused, most creative, most drained. Then structure your day around those patterns. Do your hardest work when your energy is highest. Protect that time like a meeting with yourself. Save low-energy tasks, email, admin, organizing for when you're naturally lower. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right thing at the right time. Let's make this practical. I want to introduce you to something I call the Energy Audit. This is a simple 5-minute exercise you can do right now or at the end of each week. Step 1. List your energy givers. These are the things that leave you feeling lighter, clearer, more alive. Maybe it's a walk outside, a conversation with someone who lifts you up, a creative project, a good meal, a moment of quiet. Environmental psychology research confirms that exposure to green spaces and natural environments can boost mental health, reduce stress, and aid mental recovery. Even a few minutes outdoors can be a powerful energy giver. Step 2. List your energy takers. These are the things that leave you feeling depleted, even if they seem small. Endless notifications, a cluttered space, a person who drains you, task you're avoiding, decisions you're postponing. Research on environmental stressors shows that noise, clutter, and even overcrowding can harm mental and physical health. Children exposed to noise pollution are more likely to develop cognitive deficits, and adults aren't immune either. Step 3. Identify one shift. Now here's the key. You don't need to eliminate all energy takers. Some are unavoidable, but you can start adding more energy givers, even in small doses. Choose one energy taker you can reduce this week, and one energy giver you can add. A 5-minute walk, one boundary you set today. Once or feel clear. Small energy investments add up. Most productivity advice focuses on time. How to schedule, how to optimize, how to squeeze more in. But energy management is different. Time management asks, what can I do? Energy management asks, what should I do, given how I feel? When you manage your energy, you stop fighting your natural rhythms. You work with them, and something unexpected happens. You actually get more done. Because the work you do when you have energy is higher quality, faster, and less draining. The Harvard Business Review has written extensively on this shift. Researchers Tony Schwartz and Catherine McCarthy argue that managing energy, not time, is the key to high performance and well-being. They point out that energy comes from 4 sources: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And all 4 need to be renewed regularly. Think of it this way. You can't drive a car on empty and expect it to perform well. You can't run a marathon without stopping for water. Yet, we expect ourselves to work at full capacity all day, every day, without refueling. That's not discipline. That's depletion. Remember the bad day protocol from our last episode? Let's create one for energy. This is your plan for days when your tank is already low before you even start. Step 1. Run the minimum viable day. On days when energy is low, don't aim for your full workload. Aim for the smallest possible version. Your list might look like this. Do 1 essential task, not 10. Move your body for 5 minutes, not an hour. Eat 1 decent meal, not a perfect diet. Drink water. Rest when you need to. Step 2. Stop the guilt spiral. When your energy is low, your first instinct might be to criticize yourself. Why am I so tired? Everyone else is doing more. I should push through. But research on burnout indicates that self-compassion and realistic workload expectations are associated with better long-term performance and well-being. Guilt doesn't restore energy, it drains it further. Instead, say this to yourself. Today, my energy is low. That's okay. I'll do what I can, and I'll rest. Step 3. Protect your recovery. Here's the most important part. Rest is not a reward for productivity. Rest is the foundation of productivity. Research shows that adequate sleep supports mood regulation, immune function, and focus. Without it, nothing else works well. So on low energy days, prioritize recovery over output. Go to bed earlier. Take a real break. Give yourself permission to stop. Because showing up depleted doesn't help you, and it doesn't help the people who count on you. Let's bring this home with something you can do today. I want you to conduct a 5-minute energy audit. Get a notebook or open your notes app.
Write down.
1 energy giver. Something that filled your tank this week. 1 energy taker. Something that drained you. 1 small shift. What you'll do differently next week. Then pick 1 energy boundary to set. Maybe it's turning off notifications after 7 p.m. Maybe it's saying no to 1 thing that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's blocking 15 minutes of quiet time in your calendar. And here's the most important part. Do not wait until you're exhausted to use this. Energy protection works best when it's proactive. When you set boundaries before you need them. When you rest before you're empty. We've talked a lot on this podcast about habits, about focus, about what to do when you miss a day. But none of that matters if you don't have the energy to show up. Energy is the fuel behind everything you want to build. Every habit, every goal, every change. And here's what I want you to remember. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't show up for the people you love if you're running on fumes. You can't build the life you want if you're too exhausted to take the next step. So today, I want to give you permission. Permission to rest when you're tired. Permission to say no when you're full. Permission to protect your energy like the precious resource it is. Because you can't build anything meaningful if you're running on empty. I'm Alina, and this is Better Everyday Studio. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your energy is yours to protect. Small steps. Lasting change. Next time, we're talking about something I touched on today. How to stop negative self-talk in 3 simple steps. Because the way we speak to ourselves shapes everything, including our energy. You won't want to miss it. I'll see you in the next one.